What is up, guys and gals? It's me, Thomas Fan01 here, and happy Christmas to all, and to all a wonderful day. So, anywho, as you can kind of see, we got a little bit of a change up to the background here, as you can clearly see. We've got some reviews coming within the next couple of weeks, and within the next, month. This big Chungus's review ain't gonna come out until next year. However, I figured since it was my birthday whilst we've been gone on the hiatus, I'm not going to tell you when my birthday was, because that would just be, that would just, what's the point in having a mystery, right? So, but this came courtesy of Planet Toys, and they got me this for my birthday, and I was very, very excited about this because, hey, I mean, what company is going to give you free product on your birthday? I mean, seriously. And not to mention pretty cool free product on your birthday as well. So, anywho, today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series 86 Leader Class Snarl. Now, yes, we are taking a look at Snarl, and I'm very, very excited we're taking a look at Snarl, because, well, let's face it here, guys. Snarl is the last Dinobot I need to complete my Studio Series 86 Dinobot collection. Aside from Swoop, but hey, we're getting there. We are totally getting there with Swoop. He's the next and final one. So, and from what I hear, he's supposed to be once again Leader Class. So, in terms of the packaging here, you got Snarl on the side there, Snarl's front there. On the back here, you got the actual Snarl. This is actually one of the more accurate looking CG renders of a figure in both robot and dinosaur mode. However, the dinosaur mode, we're gonna be talking about that. We're gonna be talking about that a lot. So, and then once again on the side here, you got his face, but yeah. All right, removing the packaging off to the side and bringing in the figure at hand, I totally dig this figure. It's a very good figure until you move it to the front. Hasbro, you were knocking it out of the park with these dino modes. What happened? What happened with this head sculpt that we had to do this? This is the worst Dinobot head sculpt. I mean, you have to interlock the bottom jaw, otherwise it comes undone. And then you also have to literally wedge your fingernail in there to get the mouth to open and close. And that's all it does. There's no teeth, there's no nothing. What? Why? And also, could you guys get the Autobot logo matched up correctly with the forehead? Like, seriously, you couldn't transform the thing and then tampograph it on? You had to literally do this, like, oh, nope, we gotta do one side first, then we can do the other side. What? Why would you do such a thing? Anyways, minus the dino head, I think the rest of the Dinobot, or the dinosaur mode, looks amazing. I totally dig it. I am, I'm on a Transformers high. We've been eating pretty good lately. I mean, this guy is like one of the better, of the weird Dinobots, and honestly could be worse. So, alright, so now we're going to get into some scale comparisons. Yes, we're getting into those wonderful, wonderful scale comparisons. So, here he is next to Leader Class Grimlock, Studio Series 86. And don't worry, we will be getting that family portrait going on here. Grimlock and Wheelie. So, here he is next to Dinobot Sludge. Or possibly my least favorite of the Dinobots, but at the same time, it's a Dinobot. So. And he finally, well, maybe not finally, but here he is next to Slug, or Slag, if you want to get technical for all our other viewers. But also, here he is with Daniel, so sorry you can't really see his face. His face, at the very least. So. And here he is with the creator of the Dinobots. Here he is next to Earthrise Papa Wheeljack. So, yay! Alright, and before we get into the transformation, as y'all know, we like to do our one thing here. Before we do any of that, we like to go over the weapon. And finally, this is the first Dinobot we've gotten that comes with a sword. Finally, it comes with a sword. Like, for real, people. For real. It took you 4 Dinobots to give us a sword. Why did it take you 4 Dinobots to do this? You couldn't have done this with... You couldn't have started with Grimlock. So, anyways. So, to store the sword, you can store it in any one of these screw ports. He's got the 5mm ports there. But as per the instructions, they want you to store it on top of him like that. Or like that. But whoop de freaking do. Don't really care. Just glad that the one Dinobot finally has his sword. Finally, this Dinobot has a sword. So now we've done that, we're going to get into the transformation. Now the transformation is quite weird. How shall we say? So to start things off, you're going to basically take this whole section of the dinosaur and grab onto the back of it, and you're going to... Okay, you're not going to do that. Do not do that first. Do not do that first. Like, absolutely do not do that first. You will break your figure. Pull these out first. My apologies. Then, come and bring this out. Lift this up first. If you feel like it. But, yeah, do that. And then, lift this up just enough and then pull up. Sorry. I've only had this figure a handful of days to mess with, and this one is one of those figures that I just haven't had time to really truly get in depth with. And like I always say, do not take my transformations until you've watched the full video. Fold these all the way up. Make sure that they're straightened out just enough. Do the same thing on the other side. Make sure they're straightened out just enough to a point where you can, well, we're not going to do that yet. Don't do that yet. Take the top of the dinosaur piece here of this skin. Take these dino head completely, and you're going to basically fold them up like that until you've come down to the legs. Bring them all the way up, and then you can push the head all the way back in and close these up for now. Then you're going to split the legs, and let's do this on camera here. Going to take the legs, you're going to then take this dino piece, you're going to untab it from here, just untabs like that. Going to bring this all the way down like so, bring it so that this piece right here is flushed up against these 2 tab pieces right here. So it's going to be a little difficult, but make sure that goes in like so. And then this whole assembly just collapses in like so, right there on the leg. And then you have a leg all done. Do the same thing on the other side. Bring this all the way down. Rotate this leg piece down all the way so that this just sits nicely in that area there, and make sure this piece stays put. Close this up, and there you go. There you have the legs all done. And then take it, rotate it all the way around, and then you can once again take this and collapse it down. Now we're on the home stretch here. The legs are the most pain in the ass part of this figure. Like, truly, these are pain in the ass figures. So then you're going to come to the top of this piece, and you're going to flip out the head like so. Then you're going to bring what will become the arms down. Let's work on these first. Take these, rotate them around. There's a little tab, there's a little port. Marry the 2 halves together. And then you're going to take this whole section, bring it down. Then you're going to want to bring the dino foot forward just enough to where you can fold out the hand like so. And then close this whole thing up. Take the foot and then the leg and do that. Then take this and bring it all the way forward like so. Rotate the arm down, and there you have an arm all done. Woohoo! Yes, we're not rotating it. Definitely not rotating it. Bring this forward. Bring this all the way back. Rotate it. Close it up. untab this, but also fold this in forward. Close that up. Close up the gap. Make sure this is all snug as a bug in a rug. Close this up. Close up the arm. And we're on the home stretch here. Last steps of this figure. Last steps. Okay. Going to take the dino tail, split it all the way down. Take this, bring it back, close that up, and then these two tab slots piece here will go right into that little hinge piece, like so. And then we're going to give him his sword. And make sure this arm stabs into place. And there you have Dinobot Snarl in his robot mode. And he's one of the big boys. He definitely one of the big boys. That's for sure. Definitely one of the bigger boys. He one of them chunky boys for sure. So, anyways, I definitely dig this figure. I think it's a nice cartoony, accurate, or not cartoony, cartoon accurate Studio Series Snarl. And almost said slug there, but it's Snarl. It's a very nice Snarl. I'm very, very excited to see where we're going to come in with Swoop, and I can already picture like Hasbro selling like an entire Dinobot set in the original G1 colors. I can picture that happening. So I mean, this would not surprise me. This is like the cartoon accurate. The actual toys themselves, I can picture Hasbro doing something along the lines with that. So, but anywho, let's get into some scale comparisons here. And obviously, he does not come with a minicon, or not a minicon. He doesn't come with a little minifigure, much like Grimlock and Slug did, but he doesn't. No, much like Sludge did. Grimlock and Slug actually have little mini dudes. So, to start things off, we will have, here he is next to Dinobot Grimlock. Here he is next to Slug. And once again, I think these Dinobots are scaling very wonderfully. Here's next to Sludge. And finally, here he is next to his creator, Wheeljack. Earthrise Deluxe Wheeljack, to be specific. With Astro Train's gun. Now, where am I going to rank this figure while we get him into the family portrait? Yes, we can't finish off this review without having a family portrait. We just can't. We just can't do it, you know. Where am I going to rank this figure? Well, I'm going to rank this figure, I'm gonna rank it a good 7.5. I'm gonna say 7.5. I'm gonna say 7.5. Actually, yeah, 7.5. Because number one, I mean, it's a good figure, but is it worth the potential is it worth the potential 8.0 scale rating? I don't think it's worth 8 points. I think it's worth 7.5 for sure. So, come on, can we get all of them in frame? Barely, but we can get all of them in frame. So, anywho, I rank it 7. I rank it 7.5. 7.5 because to me, it once again feels like I'm building up a set that is almost there, but at the same time, it's like, how long have we been waiting? This guy came out in 2019. We're in 2023, and we're just now getting this guy. So Hasbro, come on, get with the program here. Come on. Let's pick up the pace here a little bit. I would like you to pick up the pace with the Dinobots a little bit. I'd like you guys to stop working on Legacy for now. I mean, it's great that we're getting another line. I'm very thankful that we're getting, some love for the animated figures. I'm very grateful for it, but come on, let's get the program and get the rest of this taken care of. So, anywho, as I said previously, this video is brought to you by Planet Toys, a world built by collectors, and where I was able to receive this for my birthday, and you too can get yourself some Transformers figures. And take note, tonight is, or not tonight. I'm filming this on Christmas Eve, but you guys are going to be watching it on Christmas. So, but take note, we will be having a New Year's Eve and New Year's sale going on, and so when that happens, you guys can get yourselves some merch. You can get you guys definitely some good stuff, and you guys can definitely get some good Transformers, where we will leave a code. I don't know what the code is quite yet. We haven't discussed it yet, but I will leave you guys a code, and if you use that code, you guys will be able to receive a good chunk off of your purchase before the new year is up and before you guys run out of money from your wallets. So, anyways, this is Thomas Fan 1 saying, don't forget to subscribe to Optination Reviews, Beastman Reviews, Jordy's Rail Videos, Riveted Reviews, Patrick with the Y, Bravely GG, iStar552, and Take Along Productions, as I know they all do some amazing work and are working on some pretty cool ideas and have some pretty cool things in the works. And this is Thomas Fan 1 saying, do not forget to keep playing with your toys. Don't forget it. Goodbye.